between the words that are spoken and the words that are heard, may we encounter God's living word. Amen. Amen. Please be seated. After a wedding this weekend and a long night, I decided, given the readings that we had, I should probably write this down so we can trust what I'm going to say. I must admit at the beginning that there is something truly uncomfortable about today's gospel. After a long discourse about the seeming freedom from oppression of historical cleanliness practice, we begin to hear a rustling from the crowd today. A woman comes to Jesus because her daughter is suffering. She cries out to him. At first, Jesus says nothing, but she keeps asking. The disciples become annoyed. Did you hear that? They ask for permission to move her along, to send her away. Jesus says nothing. She keeps asking. Finally, she comes right up to Jesus. She kneels down before him and says what is perhaps the simplest prayer in the whole of the Gospels. Lord, help me. Maybe some of us know that prayer. It's not a fancy prayer. It's not a prayer with beautiful words that you might find in a book in your seat. It's just 3 words. Lord, help me. Those 3 words carry the weight of an entire life. Help me get through today. Help me find somewhere to live. Help me make it to the end of the month. Help me with my family. Help me with this pain. Help me when I don't know what comes next. Lord, help me, she says. Here's where the story gets really difficult for me. Jesus tells this woman that his mission is first to the people of Israel. I even heard one of you make a sound when I read that. That means there's some sort of cosmic hierarchy to how God's mercy is distributed. I have a problem with that. He even scandalously uses an image of children being fed before dogs underneath a table. That's right. He equated this woman and her needs with that of a stray dog. But this woman does something remarkable. And that's the only reason I can read this with a straight face today. She doesn't meet his insult with insult. She also doesn't walk away. She says, in effect, yes, Lord, but even the dogs get the crumbs that fall from the table. She looks at Jesus today and says, there is enough. There is enough mercy. There is enough grace. There is enough healing. There is enough of God for all of us. And somehow, because she does that, her faith opens a crack in this story. Something that was supposed to happen later happens right now, today. Her daughter is healed. Makes me wonder, have you ever been told, not yet, when you ask for something? I wonder if you've ever felt like everyone else around you was sitting at some table while you waited for whatever might fall from it for you. And I wonder, what kept you going? What gave you the strength to stay? Maybe it was another person. Maybe it was stubbornness. Maybe it was faith. Maybe you don't even know. But you're here anyway. And I wonder something else. Who has listened to you when other people would not? Who made room for you? Who has reminded you that you belong at that table, not beside it? And maybe the hardest question for today is this. Whose voice do we have trouble hearing in the midst of our crowd? Earlier in today's gospel, Jesus says that what comes out of the mouth matters. That means that our words and our actions reveal something about our heart, something that is truer than anything else. And then along comes this woman. What comes out of her mouth is courage, persistence, love for her daughter, faith that God's goodness is bigger than the boundaries she has been given, the boundaries that the world tells her belongs to her and people like her. Jesus tells her, great is your faith. Great is your faith. The truth is that this Canaanite woman sees something before anyone else can. She sees the table that God is preparing. A table where there will eventually be no insiders and no outsiders. No people standing at a distance begging for the crumbs of life. A table wide enough for the whole world. Now that sounds just a bit like the table we gather around here. We come from different places. We carry different stories. Some of us have plenty. Some of us know what it is to need. Some of us are having a good week, and some of us barely made it through the door this morning. And still Jesus says, come to this table. Not because everything in our life has been fixed. Not because we found all the right words for the moment. Not because we've proven that we deserve to be here. Come. Because there is enough. There's enough bread. There's enough grace. There's enough mercy. There's enough room. Perhaps that Canaanite woman gives us one more question to carry this week. What would change for us if we really believe that there is enough of God's love for everyone? What would change if we really believed that there was enough for me, and if there's enough for me, there's enough for you? There's enough for the person that I don't understand, enough for the person everyone else has stopped listening to, enough even when the world tells us to wait. Because sometimes faith sounds like a beautiful prayer. Sometimes faith sounds like someone who simply refuses to be quiet and go away. Sometimes faith is nothing more than finding enough courage to say one more time, Lord, help me. And trusting that somewhere in the heart of God, there is always enough. Amen.
Amen.